My name is Katie, and I'm 37 years old. Last year, I married my husband Steve, and together, we purchased a house. Steve is a decade younger than me, a fact that I never imagined when thinking about marriage. Initially, as we began dating, I anticipated that we might eventually part ways. However, to my surprise, our relationship swiftly led to marriage. When Steve proposed, I even questioned if he was truly ready to marry me. His response, reassuring me of his commitment to protecting me, filled me with gratitude for his kindness. Despite our joy in becoming newlyweds, we faced challenges. We longed for moments alone together, but they were scarce. Steve's mother, Lily, vehemently opposed our union, fearing her son's departure. She disapproved, particularly disconcerted by the age gap between Steve and me. This opposition led Lily to set a condition for her acceptance. We must live with her. Though I found this demand excessive, we reluctantly agreed, understanding Steve's inability to defy his mother. My own upbringing instilled in me a sense of duty towards parental figures, so I felt compelled to reciprocate Lily's care. Despite my desire to foster a harmonious relationship with her, Lily's disapproval persisted. Hoping to change her perception, we moved into the home we purchased, aiming to demonstrate our commitment to each other and gain her approval. However, our optimism proved misplaced. Lily's criticism of me only intensified, focusing on trivial matters like household chores. Despite my efforts to explain my workload, she dismissed my explanations, asserting her authority over me. Any attempt to challenge her only fueled her hostility towards me. Steve, witnessing his mother's mistreatment of me, intervened, defending me from her verbal assaults. Lily, taken aback by Steve's defiance, attributed his change in behavior to my influence, blaming me for his supposed rebellion against her. While saying this, she would wipe her tears with a tissue, her cold, angry glare piercing through me. "This is all your fault," she'd say. "I don't know why Steve got married to a woman like you." It happened every single time, making me feel like I was living a life straight out of a soap opera where wives are incessantly picked on by their mother-in-laws. Lily seemed frustrated that her beloved Steve was taken away by a wife much older than him, and it seemed like she enjoyed bullying me as if it were her hobby. Day by day, Lily became more spoiled and out of control. I found myself having to care for her like a grandmother, despite having no experience in such matters, making it a challenge. "Katie, I'm sorry about this," I'd say, to which she'd reply, "It's okay. Thank you for always being there for me." I couldn't help but feel sorry for Steve. His own mother hated and continually bullied the woman he loved. Though he tried many times to get her to move out, I couldn't agree to his idea. I felt a sense of pity for Lily, believing that if I endured her behavior, she might one day understand and change for the better. That's what I believed. But Lily's verbal abuse towards me persisted. On the first New Year's Day after our marriage, we gathered at a relative's house. Lily, who usually never left the house, was unusually happy to see and talk with people, her excited mood evident to everyone. Every day, Katie makes excuses that she has work, but in reality, she doesn't do anything at all. Lily exclaimed, airing her grievances to our relatives. "Can you believe that? If she did that during our generation, it would be unacceptable, right? I really don't know where she got her common sense." She continued to speak ill of me, even in the presence of our relatives, her voice reaching me in the kitchen where I stood. One of my husband's relatives, Lisa, who was with me, expressed concern, noting my apparent distress. "Katie, it looks like you're having a hard time, aren't you?" Lisa asked, her expression filled with worry. I couldn't help but acknowledge the truth. Living with Lily is not a comforting experience, isn't it? I admitted, feeling the weight of the situation. Lisa nodded sympathetically, especially with Lily being like that. Feeling a sense of relief and confiding my true feelings, I responded, "Well, actually, you're right." Then, without hesitation, I asked, "Why don't you talk to Helen about it?" Helen is Steve's aunt and Lily's sister, an older sibling known for her kindness and reliability. But would she even listen to me complaining about her own sister? I wondered to myself. "Katie, I heard a loud voice echoing through the kitchen. Lily was clearly in the wrong now. You always make me keep asking you to bring me more drinks because we're out of it. Sorry, I'll bring it out now, I sighed, hurrying to fetch the beer. Lily was in the midst of chatting with her relatives and seemed a bit intoxicated. As I handed her a cold bottle of beer and a new glass, Lily snatched it away from me. Katie, you really are a clumsy wife, aren't you? She remarked, glaring at me. Why would she say that? I thought to myself, as Lily poured the beer into the glass for a relative sitting next to her. I couldn't help but notice her hypocrisy. Pouring drinks into empty glasses was common sense, wasn't it? This is what you always lack, Katie. You're really a useless person with a bad upbringing. Lily's words made everyone around uncomfortable. But she seemed indifferent. Feeling that getting angry at Lily would only escalate the situation, I decided to casually laugh it off. That's my mother-in-law. She really knows her way around drinks. I learn a lot from you, Lily, I remarked with my usual business smile. Lily also smiled, seemingly satisfied with herself. Katie, are you all right? It was Lily's sister, Helen, who spoke to me, clearly concerned by my exhaustion. I'm really sorry about my sister. It's always so difficult to deal with her, isn't it? Helen empathized. Oh, no, I denied, though I was fed up with Lily and couldn't manage to lie convincingly in front of Helen. Living together with Lily, is it difficult? It actually is. Lily doesn't seem to like me at all, I confessed, venting my frustrations to Helen. Helen listened attentively to every word I said and finally offered, if you have any problems, you can always talk to me. Her kind and reassuring words touched me deeply, making me feel as though she were like a real mother to me. Yes, I have a kind ally who will help me when I'm really in trouble, I thought, feeling a bit better as I carried on with the New Year's holiday. Thank you. And I'm sorry for what happened, Katie. Helen apologized on behalf of her mother. Oh, it's okay. Lily was drunk, and because of that, I'm sure she just got carried away. I tried to rationalize, though deep down, I knew I was being too naive about Lily's behavior. Her verbal abuse toward me persisted, despite my efforts not to argue back. The family events hosted by Steve's relatives were frequent, and every time, I found myself forcefully sent out by Lily to assist. Although Steve assured me that I didn't have to attend if I was busy, Lily's insistence always prevailed, and each time I endured verbal abuse from her. Katie, don't get carried away just because you have a job, Lily would admonish. A wife should always stand 3 steps behind her husband and quietly watch over him. You think you're equal with Steve, but he's a better man than you. You don't understand anything. Her public verbal assaults in front of my relatives became routine, leaving me feeling humiliated and powerless. Steve attempted to intervene, but I felt too uncomfortable to draw further attention to the situation during these lively gatherings. Then, one day at a family gathering, Lily uttered something so cruel that I reached my breaking point. Amidst the usual banter and drinks, Lily's words cut deep. What does my son even see in Katie? Lily remarked casually. I really shouldn't have allowed him to marry her. She can't even get pregnant, so what's the point of their marriage? Don't you think so? She sought agreement from those around her, her tone dripping with disdain. The air grew tense as Steve's hand trembled, and I accidentally dropped the tray I was holding. What'd you just say, Mother? Steve's voice was low, his anger barely contained. I only said, if she can't get pregnant. What's the point of your marriage with Katie? Lily defended, oblivious to the hurtful implications of her words. Marriage at 37 means she's given up on getting pregnant, right? That's why I was against the marriage, but you wouldn't listen to me. It's too late to regret anything. I wondered if Lily truly grasped the gravity of her words. Steve and I did want children, and though my chances were slim at nearly 40, I had begun fertility treatments without informing Lily. I knew revealing this would only invite more criticism. Hey, Katie, let's make this clear once and for all. Lily continued callously. If you don't want to have kids, then get divorced already. Steve is still young, so he can start over as much as he wants. Okay. At that moment, something inside me snapped. The wiring that I had worked so hard to endure all this time had snapped with the words kids and divorce. You really hate me, don't you, Lily? I finally confronted her. Yes, I do hate you, Lily responded, looking at me with a twisted smile. Okay then. Well, just now, we are no longer living together anymore. Could you please leave my house, Lily? I demanded firmly. What are you talking about? You're crazy. Lily scoffed, trying to dismiss my words as a joke in front of our relatives. I'm sorry, but I'm not joking at all. You cannot stay in our house any longer, I insisted, my resolve unwavering. Sensing the shift in the atmosphere, all the relatives instantly moved away from us, giving us space. What are you talking about? If you hate me so much, then why are you living in our house? You have no right to demand me to leave. Lily retorted, visibly shocked. Oh yes, I do. That house is mine. It is up to me whether I let you live there or kick you out, Lily, I asserted. Lily turned to Steve, seeking his support. Wait a minute, Steve. What's the meaning of all this? She pleaded. Mom, I told you many times, didn't I? Don't make fun of Katie too much. Steve responded coldly. I told you that Katie built that house by herself, didn't I? Why can't you even remember something so important? Because normally, it should be the husband who builds the house, right? Lily retorted, revealing her outdated beliefs. Steve sighed in frustration. I was against moving in with you, Mother, but Katie insisted on having you live with us, so I had no choice. So that's enough. If you make fun of my wife anymore, even if you're my own mother, I will not allow it. With tears in her eyes, Lily argued back, Excuse me? No way. You're kidding, right, Steve? Aren't you on my side? Your side? I'm more like your enemy, Mother. I can't believe that you're my own mother who verbally abuses my beloved wife like this. Steve retorted, his tone heavy with disappointment. Oh, Steve, why? Lily burst into tears, clinging desperately to Steve, but it was already too late. Anyways, please pack your bags by the end of this week. I interjected firmly, meeting Lily's gaze with resolve. No way, Katie. Please, wait a minute. I apologize for everything I've done. Let's continue to live happily together, okay? Lily pleaded, trying to brush off the situation, as if nothing had happened. I can't do that. I can't live any longer with someone who doesn't have a shred of gratitude. Please stay away from me and get out of my house as soon as possible. I am the landlord here, I stated, unyielding. Mother, it is what it is. So get ready to leave. We won't help you, Steve added, his tone final. Lily heard her son and his wife's demand for her to leave the house, all in front of her relatives. Few people sympathized with her because everyone knew what she had been saying all along. Katie, good job. Steve's Aunt Helen approached us afterward, offering her support. Actually, this whole idea was Helen's. We have to teach my sister a lesson. Katie, you did a good job. Steve, you have to protect your wife. Auntie, thank you for helping me save Katie. Steve expressed his gratitude. Helena and I had actually been in touch with each other frequently. Whenever I couldn't stand Lily's abuse, I would always consult Helen about it. She always supported me gently. It's okay. Don't you worry about such things. I will be monitoring Lily from now on. So you both should just think about living your lives first. Helen reassured us. After that, I asked Lily to leave our house as planned. Helen was the one who strictly got angry at Lily, although she resisted to the very end. This is what you did to yourself. Why don't you reflect on all the things you've said that hurt people's feelings? Helen scolded Lily before taking her away. After Lily was kicked out of our house, she began living alone. We'd also moved out of our home. Steve had just been transferred, and I had just submitted my transfer request. The house was originally built with my parents' inheritance, so there was no mortgage, making it easy to sell. We made some money after selling the house, which made life a little more comfortable. If Lily were to visit our previous home, she would surely feel lonely and hopeless. We knew this and chose to part ways. I'm home, Steve announced as he entered the door. "Welcome home, honey," I greeted him, rubbing my big stomach. "I'm looking forward to our baby. I'm finally becoming a father," Steve exclaimed with joy. "I'm counting on you, sweetie." "Soon, we will be parents," I replied, feeling grateful for Steve's unwavering support. Steve was determined to protect me, even if he had to cut ties off from his own mother. No matter what happens, we can get through it as a couple. I'm so glad that I married him. I believe that with all my heart.